Welcome back to the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank all you guys for the amazing support since we rebooted the podcast back in April of last year to the better format, which I like more, the one-on-one interviews like we've been doing, and you guys have been loving with the great guests that we've been having. Unfortunately, we've been hurting ourselves on the YouTube algorithm, getting recommended and having YouTube do its job by promoting our podcast because we've been putting the timestamps in. But I know you guys love the timestamps and we will not get rid of them, even though the retention's lower and it is hurting us on the spread and the growth of our podcast. But you guys can help. And I know you guys want to help. The feedback has been tremendous. So how you can do so is like, comment, share, and tell your friends about the podcast. If you're enjoying the wonderful guests that we're having, the content that we're creating, the podcast that we're producing, please let people know. Please let us know. Leave comments. Do whatever you can to help support the podcast, guys. We greatly appreciate it. We want to shatter the numbers of 2020 and 2021, and you guys can help us do it. Today on the show, we have my boy, my man, Tyron Woodley. He has been very quiet lately. I haven't even heard from him until recently. We just talked to set the podcast up, and we've just had small talk before that. So I know something's brewing. I know he's got a lot he's been working on. So I'm looking forward to finding out what we can find out on the podcast and seeing what he's up to. What's up, Tyron? Welcome back to the show. Good to have you back on, buddy.
Man, I'm glad to be back on the show, but I'd be even happier if my ass was in Thailand.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Eating that fire-ass food and training hard.
I've been stuck here, though. It's one thing to be here for a while. I love it to death. But it's like good to get out every once in a while, especially go back and see all my friends and family back in the States. But I've been stuck here for like a year because of this pandemic.
You know what's funny is that like Thailand is not a bad place to be stuck at.
Yeah.
But it's just us as athletes, man. We don't want to be told what to do like that. You know what I mean? So it's like to be able not to go, even if you wouldn't have left, you would have been there for a year anyway. But the fact that you can't go because someone else is telling you or because of, a pandemic is stopping you, just kind of like makes it a little sucky.
You know, the last trip I had booked was to London to watch your fight. And,
wow.
And I booked
it. You haven't left since then?
No. And that was the last flight I had booked, and I had to cancel the flight, and they still didn't give me my money back. I guess they said it was before the COVID thing, even though it technically wasn't. I don't know. But so like.
We're going to get your money back.
Yeah,
I'm going to go in there like Nino Brown.
I got like the little email that I got to like reply to. I'll eventually get to. It just takes time or whatever. So what's up with you having like a better studio than me now? What's going on with all that, dude? Got the...
I just, during the pandemic, especially my entire neighborhood, everybody started building shit, pools and fucking random stuff. But I had been wanting to do a recording studio anyway. So I started building a recording studio probably 3 or 4 months ago and just took my time with it, made sure it was real dope, real, like, sleep. My house is more like a warm cabin feel because it's like for my kids and family. So it's more like kind of cozy, warm. But the studio like fucking Star Trek or like fucking Star Wars.
I've seen your house, man. It's pretty damn cool, bro. I don't know how much detail you want to go, but it's pretty badass.
Yeah, but I did well in a certain part of my career.
Yeah.
And BJ Penn's dad told me something real important that stuck with me. He said, Tyron, you're going to be in a sport where you're going to be making lump sums of money very quickly. And a lot of people don't know about BJ is that he's financially okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he's just fighting because he's broke.
Yeah.
His mother and dad took most of his checks, cut it in half. They put it into real estate. He's very, very, very set as far as financially. But one thing that I liked is the flexibility and just the actual, just to being comfortable, right? And he told me, buy yourself a pickup truck, buy yourself a house with a pool in there. And he said, it don't matter what happened, how much money you make or don't make, if you have that for your kid, he said, buy it in cash because you never know how long this sport can last or how long you can keep up with it, right?
Yeah. So
I listened to him, and the first opportunity I got after UFC, I fought Dillon Kim when I got into the house. And when I fought Wonder Boy in the Madison Square Garden, that's where I paid off my house and I bought my mama a house. So
that's nice.
It's a blessing in disguise. Now I'm just trying to do it for the love. You know what I mean?
But it's nice when you get that to that stage where you can start fixing your house up and doing cool things and living in ways that like, kind of help you and benefit you in other aspects. And that's what you're doing now. You got the couple studios and you got all kinds of cool shit, man.
Yeah, I got a little area like you got too. So like this is the
Yeah.
recording studio where we can podcast here. But I got in the next room, I actually got like a Google room where we
Yeah.
come up with concepts. But it's set up to podcast, it's set up to like brainstorm and come up with stuff. Because I get my kids in the habit of brainstorming. So like
Nice.
our house is kind of set up like a Montessori school is set up. I don't really push my kids in a direction, but I just give them if they show me interest, I feel their interest, and I just give positive direction in that way. Like
Nice.
I got a son that's a soccer player. I don't know anything about soccer, but I put him on the best soccer team possible. You know what I mean? I hold him accountable to what I know, which is working hard. I can tell if your mannerisms is showing me that you loafing. My daughter's a recording artist. She loves music. She loves music,
Yeah.
and she's very good at it. She's very gifted at it. So that's part of the reason why I built the studio, because what better way to crack a door open and then just walk in there and start making hits? You know what I mean? And then on the other end of the spectrum, I got a son that's 17, being recruited by Yale, Harvard, Princeton, Columbia, Kansas State, Kansas, Pennsylvania. So he's a very highly touted out Division I football scout. And I'm like, not scout, but athlete. And it's just like, for me, that's my biggest flex. Fuck this house, fuck the belts, fuck all that other stuff. But when your kids are winning in life and they happy and they understand hard work, that makes me smile.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. And are we going to start seeing the morning wood come back or what?
Yeah. That's kind of, I was waiting. I don't want to do another podcast until it was in my studio. So you're gonna see the morning. It's either gonna be in here or I don't want to call it the Google room, but something like that. But I'll come up with a better idea. But I'm gonna do it over there. I got Dean obviously is gonna be my co-host, but I want to bring in one more younger, talented person that just kind of shoot the shit and kind of just get things kind of ruffled up. So yeah, we're gonna bring it back out. I'm guessing in probably a month because Dean's out of the country in Dubai, doing Dana White looking for a fight or whatever the content is. They're doing that right now. But yeah, we got to get you on the show, man.
Yeah.
When we back up.
Yeah, just some collaboration, man.
Let's start. I'm gonna ask you some damn questions. What about the 16-year anniversary of the Ultimate Fighter show? After we was just talking about it that day, did you know that, or you just like didn't say you knew it, but you didn't say nothing when I was talking to it?
Yeah, it didn't click to me until you mentioned it, until you like said we were talking about it. Then I was like, oh shit, yeah, okay, because it didn't click at first. Yeah.
What does that feel like? I never told you this, but that's kind of why I'm in the UFC. I was in college and I watched the episode of that, and I'm like, man, fuck that. I know this guy. I went to college with this guy, but I watched that and I started punching the bag. Looking like Mike, I'm saying it looked so stupid. For 30 seconds, I was dead, punching all silly. And then my coach and I just started challenging each other every day to go a little bit longer. So it was like, man, finally I got to the point where I'm not quoting it was good technique, but 3 minutes straight, I can punch a bag without stopping, right?
Yeah.
Then all my team, Ben, Askren, and Chandler, and all these guys gassed me up. Man, take a fight. I'm like, man, I ain't taking no damn fight. But then finally I said, these guys look up to me, and I took a fight. So I basically got edged into doing the fight stuff by Ben, Raymond, Jordan, all these guys. They was watching Pride. I didn't know what the fuck Pride was. And then something else that strikes close to home, my homie Lynn texted me or hit me up on MySpace. That's how far it goes back. 2005 or 2006. He on MySpace.
I remember when he told me the story about recruiting you guys, or recruiting you for Eves or something, right? Yeah,
to train Eve, right? Yeah. And had my buddies on the wrestling team not been big Pride fans and been watching UFC, because I wasn't into it. I didn't watch it. My coach was an MMA fighter, and I was like, fuck that. It was bare knuckles, no gloves, open palms to the face. He was doing the King of the Cage stuff. He was fighting on like the biggest scale back then, right under UFC. And I was like, man, I ain't never doing that. But they kind of gassed me up to do it. Like, oh, man, Eve, man, you know who it is? They showed me his videos. Like, man, train them. Yeah. So I said, all right, cool. I went out to Houston. And I trained him.
That's crazy. And how this goes full circle for everybody. So Lynn and Eve, actually, Lynn and Eve and myself started training together in MMA back in 1997 or something. Like it was us three and a guy named Juste, and we trained together in Texas, and we were fighting all these like underground shows. Yeah, we're fighting all these underground shows, and like, Eve and I were 100% going to UFC. Like that was our direction. And then Lynn was fighting and was good, but he was more taking the direction of film. And so he was like going to Dallas to do Walker, Texas Ranger. And we all made it, like Eves got into UFC, I got into UFC, and then Lynn became a big Hollywood director, and he's all successful now. Yeah. He's got Cobra Kai on Netflix. He's got Braven on Netflix.
Yeah,
he's got
number one show right now.
He was stunt coordinating with Denzel.
When I'm in LA, I stay with Lynn when I'm in LA.
When Denzel comes to your house to train and hangs out with you, that's because he lives down the road.
I trained him. I remember.
That's big,
I trained him for the Equalizer thing. It was so, like till to this day, I use it as a profile picture.
Yeah, you train there all the time too. I see you there with Len all the time doing in the garage in his gym and stuff. I just saw you the other day, actually.
Yeah, I'm heading there Friday. We're gonna get some training. He got a wrestler from University of Pennsylvania that was my weight. I like these younger, fresh out of the college wrestlers because they still scrappy. They understand the new, levels of scrambling and 3-dimensional wrestling and chain wrestling. So I haven't been in that type of shape in a while, and I haven't really trained since my last fight. So now I'm gonna go out there and I'm going right to a fucking D1, All-American wrestler. So we'll see how it works out.
That's crazy, man. So from seeing me not do anything on Ultimate Fighter, basically, and then you connecting with Lynn, and then now us being friends and you training here in Thailand, it's been kind of crazy, man. Small world,
I didn't know you knew Lynn that well, like back in that day.
Yeah.
I remember Eve was helping him get ready for his stunt video is real for Texas Ranger.
All the motorbike shit and
stuff. But I didn't know you was in that mix too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nuts, man. That's crazy.
But cream rise to the top, though.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what kept you guys together, and that's probably why we got so many mutual friends, because you get to a point in your life where you don't want to fuck around with nobody that ain't on. If you ain't on shit, I don't want to really be around you.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're a billionaire or a bum. If you're not really somebody I want to be around, I'm not going to be around you. I don't need your money. I don't need your clout.
Right.
I don't need nothing. I don't need to be, around the famous people. I just need to be around solid motherfuckers that's trying to win. And if we putting points on the board, then we cool. But if I feel like I'm throwing all the points up on the board and you just sitting there celebrating and pouring Gatorade on people's heads, not in 2021.
You only got so much time, man, and that's it. Time is a valuable asset. And it's like you only have so much of it. Why waste it with people that aren't going to help bring you up? There's too many people out there that will be that person. That will bring you up and that are successful. And I'm the same way as you, man. I like to surround myself with those guys.
So talk about this Ultimate Fighter shit, man. Like don't just pass over that. That's why we still around, dog. The UFC would not be around without this show. There's no way it would be around.
It's coming back too. I don't know the details. I'm trying to get Dana to come on the podcast and talk about the details and give me something, break 29. Something on the show. But apparently yesterday, I guess, was the anniversary of it airing on TV or something. The anniversary was yesterday. So it's been since 2005. So 16 years, man. Crazy. Fuck. That's crazy.
Yeah. So what was your experience like on the show?
Man, it was,
was the first episode when they was peeing in gloves and punching the walls, or did that kind of go as the years went through?
No, you know what? Because at first you get on there, you're just kind of scared. You're in a new territory and you don't want to do anything wrong because there's cameras everywhere. You're just lucky to be on the show. So you're kind of walking a thin line. So when you first get on there, you're just kind of looking around, trying not to get in trouble, trying not to do anything wrong. Cameras, like I said, in your face 24/7. The training was great. We wanted to get in the UFC and then as time went on, you could tell that the producers wanted us to have more drama. So you could just kind of sense it. And then also being with these guys in this house, it was getting to a point where it was you can't avoid the drama. And it's they gave us a fucking chessboard and that's it. No TV, no phones, no nothing. And a fucking chessboard for 16 fighters. And it's come on, bro. What? Of course shit's going to go down.
Season 2029, they got freaking mansions and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And alcohol budgets and
we had alcohol too, man. We had everything and then it just boiled over, and then we had that crazy night. They didn't show up, but we actually went to a Kid Rock concert and we had backstage access, and it was at Hard Rock I think it was Hard Rock Cafe or Palms maybe.
But anyway, that's where they were doing a lot of shows, Hard Rock and Palms back then.
Yeah, so we did the Kid Rock concert and we were backstage on that, and then they we drank all night and it was off camera, so it was our one night out that we could have fun. And then when we got back to the room or to the house, the cameras came back on. We were all I don't know if I was drinking at the time. If I did, I had just one or two. I was 100% focused on getting in the UFC, but everybody else was, or a lot of other people were. And then once we got back to the house, that's when shit got crazy. And that's when like Diego went crazy, Chris went crazy, Bobby went crazy, Koscheck. And that's that one episode where just everything went crazy. It was like, people don't realize that was a whole night of buildup. Like that was a whole night of like going out, drinking, living like rock stars, kind of like having that access and stuff. Then getting home and like just being like in a position where, you know, everybody was like alpha and trying to out alpha each other. And then it just boiled over, man. It became crazy and people loved it, man. You know, I didn't get a much.
How you even find out about the show? Because like, how do you even find out about it?
Dude, this is the craziest story, man. Like, so this shows you why you never give up. So I was undefeated. I had a lot of experience in the smaller shows with Lynn and Eve and all these guys. So we were good coming out of Texas, all three of us. You know what I mean? Like me and Eve and stuff. And then I got, you know, I turned pro. I won my pro fights. I was like 5-0. And then I fought for the championship at WEC. So I fought Chris Lieben for the championship, and we fought for the title. And Dana White was at that show. He was sitting front row, and he was scouting me, and he was scouting Mike Kyle to possibly come in the UFC after that show. And I was fighting for the title. Wow. So I lost that fight right in front of Dana, like literally, like, you know, it was a TKO, and I lost right in front of Dana. And then right after that, we found out that they were casting for the Ultimate Fighter to be in the UFC. Dana wanted you to send, you know, videotapes in. He talked to Bob Cook and Javier at the team. And so he said, hey, guys, you know, all of you, AKA, send your tapes in and apply. I didn't do it, man, because I'm thinking, like, Dana just saw me lose. Like, I'm the last person in the world that he wants to be in the UFC right now, you know? And then after I didn't send something in, Bob Cook was like, Swick, dude, why would you not send your tape in and, like, try to apply for this? Like, you know, you get on the show. It's a reality show. And then you get in the UFC. Like, that's your goal. And, like, I'm like, you think he'll really take me and everything? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, man, I'll do it if I can. I just didn't think I would like qualify or whatever. And so I found out that I did, sent my tape in. It was late. They flew me in, and then they basically said they already had all the middleweights casted, but they wanted me for the show. I had a good, like, whatever interview and tryout, whatever you want to call it. And they said, but we can put you at light heavyweight. So would you fight light heavyweight? And I'm like, man, I'll fight heavyweight. I don't give a shit. Like, to be on the show, like, I'll do whatever it takes, you know.
I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get paid and try to punch people in the face.
Dude, so then they got me on the show. So I made the show, and then we went through the show, and we're doing all these, like, obstacles. And I wanted to fight so bad. So I was always talking to Dana, like, let's just fight, man. Why are we doing these obstacles and all these, like, these like, competitions and it's like real world. We're supposed to be Ultimate Fighters, like, you know what I mean? Like, we were all getting kind of been out of shape because we were all fighters, man. Everybody in the first season was like real fighters. We weren't like, you know, these 0-0 guys, 2-0, you know, 5 fights, and we were all fighters. And finally we walked into the training camp or training facility one day, and we saw these stools out front, and there was like a red and a blue one that was painted. And when we saw those stools painted, we knew that was corner chairs. So we knew shit was about to get real then. And then they announced we were going to fight. And I made it to semifinals, and then I lost again on the Ultimate Fighter. So I lost the fight to get on the show, and they still brought me on the show. Then I lost in the semifinals against Stephan Bonner. It was between me and Stephan to fight Forrest in the finals, and I lost to him. So now I've lost twice in front of Dana in a row. So now it's like, this is that whole thing of like, don't quitting, right? And don't give up and don't doubt yourself. So then, you know, we already knew we had one more shot in the UFC in the finale. So no matter what, win or lose, we at least get that one shot in the UFC. So in the finale, we fought again. And then I went on a 5-fight win streak, became the number 1 contender, and was going to fight Anderson, except Travis Lutter jumped in. So that just goes to show you, man, like, you know, I lost a fight, luckily got on the Ultimate Fighter, lost on the Ultimate Fighter, had my one UFC fight, won that fight, which kept me in the UFC. I would have been cut. Won my second fight, which kept me in the UFC. Won 3 more fights, and then became the number 1 contender, beating David Loiseau after he fought Rich Franklin for the title. Yeah. And then I was next in line.
David Loiseau was that guy, too.
So it was like crazy, right? Like,
David Loiseau was that guy. That's when I started watching the sport.
He was the man, dude.
I watched a little bit he was the man right there.
He was the man, dude. He beat Evan Tanner. He beat Evan Tanner, who was the former champ. And then he got the fight with Rich Franklin to fight for the championship. They went to a decision, and then I ended up fighting David Loiseau next and beat him. And that made me the number 1 contender. And then Lutter jumped ahead because Lutter was on a later season of Ultimate Fighter where if you win the show, you get a title shot. So he got to jump ahead and fight Anderson, which we didn't know Anderson was Anderson at that time. You know, he knocked out Chris Lieben. He knocked out Rich Franklin. But we didn't know, like, you know, it was going to be the Anderson that we saw after that, you know. Yeah. And so I was excited to fight him and get in there and mix it up with somebody who was going to strike with me. And then I took a fight with Yushin Okami because it was in my hometown. I didn't want to wait on Lutter. And then I dropped the decision to Okami. And then I ended up dropping to welterweight, went through another win streak, 4 or 5 fights or whatever, and then fought Dan Hardy for another title contention fight to fight GSP. So it's like, it's crazy like how you can, just because you lose a couple fights or you're down on your luck and you feel like your whole career is over, which is how I felt, especially after losing on The Ultimate Fighter. I went on my biggest streaks after that and made it literally to the top 3 in 2 different divisions off of those losses, off of those huge losses. So it's kind of inspiring, I think, or should be inspiring to people, not to give up and not to let those losses get to you. You're going to have them, and it's just how you pick yourself back up and how you go forward, man. I think we've all been there. And so that's it, man. And that's my Ultimate Fighter story, and it made my career.
I think it's dope, and what I respect most about you is because your drive and your push, regardless, is nuts. Like, I know you got a angel watching over you, and you kind of carry that heavy in your heart as you go out here. You want to compete, you want to win, but nothing has ever stopped you. Like, you lost a fight, then you went to the Ultimate Fighter, then you lost again, then you won this fight, then you went on a streak, and you was in this weight, then you was in the welterweight division, and then you had a severe, very rare condition that prevented you to fight for a long time. You couldn't really eat. You couldn't digest food. You was losing all this weight. But then you came back and fought again. You know what I mean? And now you're doing AKA Thailand. So I think sometimes, like, for me, I always knew, and I think you can share the same thing, I knew I was the best wrestler in the country. I knew it. I was the #1 wrestler in my last year, not Johnny Hendricks, none of these guys. And I never got a chance to fucking win the national title. And the draw, to this day, it still bothers me because Askren to tell you, all my teammates, nobody that year was better than me. I was the best wrestler in that weight class. And I just didn't show up when it was time to show up. And I think that later in life, we get second chances. And sometimes it may be in the form of a different sport. I got another chance in MMA. I feel like you've gotten a chance in the gym in a very small amount of time. Yeah. AKA is a big name. That's a big weight to hold. Like, I'm not really affiliated. Like, that's not my team. But Bob Cook did a lot of my contracts, and he helped me out, and he opened up the gym to train. And then I started training with guys like you, and Luke Rockhold was one of my biggest accountability partners because he tried to kill me the first day in practice. But I didn't know that's how I just sparred. I thought he was trying to get me because I was a new guy. But I came out there. I didn't know a lot of technique. I was a good wrestler, and I was strong, and I was in shape. And I just went out there and went ham. But everybody gave me love, even Koscheck, even all these different people. But I think that sometimes you become a world champion at other things that don't have a belt behind it. Yeah. So I want to give you a rose while we here, because the pandemic is showing us life ain't promised, my dude. It's not. So when you got people that's really killing that shit, you killing it out there in Thailand. You built the empire. You built a gym that, all the celebrities want to come and train at. All the fighters want to come and train at. You do unique team building things, running the hills, going over to blank, what I can't say right now, but doing those types of things. All these different stuff that you do. It made me feel like I wanted to come back, and I did come back. And today, I'll share something else with you. I can't find my passport, dog. I've been stressing out about my passport. I'm like, I can't find my passport. When the borders open up, I'm out. Yeah. I am at your fucking doorstep. I'm out of here. You know what I mean? You probably want to get out of there, but I want to get out of here.
I'm stuck here for a while, so I ain't going anywhere.
Today when I was like, all right, yeah, let's do the podcast a little bit later. I started looking for a T-shirt to wear, and I randomly went in this backpack. And my passport has been missing really since I came back from Thailand. Yeah. I found my passport today. Oh shit! So that may be a sign that very, very soon in the near future when it opens up, I need to swing through. Can you come to Thailand now?
Yeah, you can come. We can give you a 3-month visa right now, but you have to stay in a 2-week quarantine. We have guys that are staying like long term, and it's worth staying 2 weeks in a hotel.
I might swing through for a month because I had a fight in March, like 4 weeks away from the fuck shit, and training my ass off. I'm out of shape just like I was last time, but I got in shape quick, didn't I?
Yeah, you did, dude. You were training hard.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. Mike Swick, he's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here, AKA Thailand, is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
So what else you been doing, man? What else been going on?
Man,
anything cool out there?
I feel like I'm on your podcast. Look at this, dude. I'm on the Morning
shit,
Wood.
I mean, we just brothers though. We talking shit.
Nah, I know.
Back and forth,
I know.
so.
We just FaceTime the other day. We can never talk enough.
Sometimes people need to understand how we know each other and where we come from, and like why is it important that we're doing this together in the stores. I feel like the Houston connection. What if I would have said no to Lynn? What if I would have said no to Eve? What if I would have said fuck no to the like? I tried out for the Ultimate Fighter show. I tried out for Ultimate Fighter season 9.
Oh, really?
It was the first season when they didn't take 16. They took 8 in this weight, 8 in another weight, and it was Bisping versus Henderson. It was UK, US versus UK. It was a new format, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I made it to the last probably 10. But I asked Dean, because my coach Dean, he was on the Ultimate Fighter show. I knew Craig because I had already tried out for it another season. But I tried out for it, and just like you said, I didn't make it. I'm like, how the fuck did I not make it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm ripped up. I'm talking mad shit. You know what I mean? I'm an All-American wrestler. All these wrestlers in the previous seasons did well. But for some reason, I didn't make the cut, and I didn't understand why. But look, what happened after that? Yeah. I did the old school way. I went and ran the fights. Remember, you used to have to get 10 fights before the UFC contacted you.
Yeah.
And, I went and got those 10 fights, some inside of Strike Force. And then, boom, I was in that bitch. Right ready to fight, right ready to go chase the strap down. Now I'm back at it, chasing it again.
And so, let's get in that real fast, man. So, obviously, I was going to ask you what you've been doing as far as your training. How's training going? Are you training hard? You've been so quiet, man. Even to me, you've been quiet. Like, until I called you the other day, it's like, haven't heard a lot from you. So, I'm going to get an update as far as, like, your fighting and training, what you can talk about, and what's going on there.
You, my brother, I can share stuff with you that I don't share with a lot of people.
Well, you got to share with the podcast.
Yeah, well, I'm sure with the podcast too. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that, like pretty much what I've been up to, really the last two and a half years have been a tornado for me. Like, I was winning titles, I was winning fights, and the last couple of years, it was just really the harvest of some bad seeds I planted. When I was winning titles and I was, out here and making lots of money and doing everything I wanted to do, I wasn't really living right, Mike. I was out here in these streets. You know what I mean? I was in these streets, and I thought it was separate. And I thought it was separate because I was still winning. I'm like, why the fuck would I stop? I'm fucking winning, right? So it just caused a lot of problems in my personal life. I went through a long, drawn-out 2 or 3 year divorce. We good now. We Gucci. Everything is. But people didn't know that. Like, maybe this may be the first time people even know that. Like, when I was on my title run, I was going through a divorce. I was staying in my mom's house.
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Sleeping on the couch. And, like, it was crazy. It wasn't an ideal situation. But I had to, like, suck it up because it's kind of the bed I made to lay in.
Yeah.
So I had that going on. I recently just signed a deal with ABC Studios, so you'll see me as an executive producer and a writer pretty soon for a television series.
Oh, nice!
I created the gas station, as you guys can see. I'll give you guys a little swing.
Oh,
so
nice.
This is kind of like the studio. This is where we're gonna record music, do content, but I really want to make it my own because you look around, it's a lot of West Coast, but I'm Midwest. That's me. That's inside of me. But when you look at the Straight Outta Compton, I got Easy on the Wall. Ice Cube, obviously, I became cool with him from that. Snoop Dogg is like my, uncle. And Tupac is the best. And I got a portrait of Wiz Khalifa that's being finished right now, Mel. He gave me my first single as a diamond recording artist, the first artist to ever do 1 billion streams on YouTube because I was his brother. And he fucked with what I stood on. He said, all right, I do it. He did the song that day. Never asked for a dime, never, and he said anything about nothing. Cleared all the music. So the whole process, which takes about 2 or 3 months, he did in 2 days. Yeah. He did a verse. He called his manager. They cleared the music. And shit, I held on to it until his birthday. And I dropped it on September 8th, his birthday, after I beat Darren Till's ass. So I dropped a song called I'll Beat Your Ass after I beat some ass. That's pretty ballsy. But at that time it worked out. I didn't give a fuck, man. I was just letting it hang. And now when I came out to Thailand, I got away from everything. I recentered myself. I trained my ass off. I did it again in Atlanta with Burns. I did it again for Kobe. But the result wasn't what my training camp was, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I got rid of all the bullshit. I cut the toxic relationships out. I fucking got rid of all the distractions. I minimized all the stuff that didn't suit my sport. And I was almost like a damn zombie, a robot. And I told myself after that, I'm like, fuck that. If I'm gonna lose to some fucking clowns, then I'm gonna go out there and fucking just train like I want to. I'm gonna fight like I want to. But it wasn't really anything to do with the way I train. It was, when you plant a seed, it gotta grow, man. It gotta grow. And I'm just blessed and I'm just thankful. And I do believe that dry patch of my life is done. So I'm not going to be discouraged with all the hard work. I'm actually excited to work hard again. Yeah. Sometimes when you do all that work and it don't pan out, it gets discouraging, man. Like, we human, we can act tough and fuck this and all this stuff and da da da. But I'm a man. I got kids. I got people that are looking up to me. When I lose, everybody lose. My kids lose. My 20 employees lose. My house lose. My mom lose. Yeah. Everybody loses. So for me, I had to just convert it into a lesson. And by doing that, I learned, don't change anything you did because you did everything right. Yeah. Just add the little Peloton bike you bought. Just add in some swimming. You know what I mean? That's really all I can do. Because I told myself, one, I brainwashed myself that it was separate. Two, I brainwashed myself that, okay, well, this didn't work. Let me go back to the way I was living because I was winning then. No, that's not the solution. The solution is to ride out the wave of the bed you made, continue to do what you do, and go fuck people up. Yeah. Like Max Holloway, that's what I want. More than the belt, I want to go out there and fuck somebody up. That's what I want to do. I want to have a fight where I don't think, I don't hesitate, I don't hold back. I'm faster, I'm stronger. I'm just in your paws. I'm in your shit the whole fight. And you can't get me off of you, and the referee got to snag me off of you. That's the Tyron y'all remember, and he's still there, and I still can do it. And I'm actually better, but it's just, sometimes when you learn technique and you learn skills and you break down all these fighters and you get over, scientific, sometimes you overthink. So I think a combination of overthinking, life going through fucking a tornado, you know what I mean? Losing fights, going through divorce. Like, when you get married for free in the living room in sweats and you go through a 6-figure divorce, 7 figures when you get done with it at the end of the day. It hit you in the motherfucking stomach a little bit. So I'm just blessed that I didn't lose my mind, because that's what God gave me to create the wealth and I didn't lose my mind. I got close a couple of times. I had a couple of nervous breakdowns. I had some fucking depression. I went through a stage where I had almost a couple of years of a counselor, which pretty much saved my life. But now I'm in a position in life where I'm just good. My family good. My kids good. That's awesome. You know what I mean? I'm good. I see light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like no matter what things look like, God just keep telling me it's going to be okay. Yeah. It's going to be okay. Just keep training. Keep training and keep trusting. And so that's kind of what I've been on. I just finished the studio 3 days ago. Yeah. So I have a grand opening for it. And I already got 2 or 3 songs. One with an artist named Mozzie, who's a fucking phenomenal artist. I got a song with him called Candy Girl. I'm wrapping up. I got a song with my homie Ponce. I'm wrapping up. And then my daughter got an EP that she wants to drop. So she got one song called Outside. It's on YouTube. Y'all can check it out. She covered an artist named Black song, and she covering another artist called Rod Wave. It's funny because these songs are trap songs, or they're like completely not what she's doing. But she hears the music and she makes it her own. So she's doing Rod Wave has a song called, I forget what it's called, but she's doing her version of it called Together. So we'll record that for real, get her in here, got the studio booth, everything is set, man. Dr. Dre can come in my studio right now and make a song.
Yeah, I saw it. It's incredible. And what's crazy to me is like, sometimes people, it seems like when it's on the path of success, people want to bring you down. And you were so successful. Which is going to lead into a Snoop Dogg question in a second. But, you spend a lot of time or a lot of your off time doing music and doing film and doing these things. And people want to bash you for that, saying you should be focused on fighting. And the crazy thing is you got guys like Max Holloway who put on one of the greatest fights I've ever seen, as far as like, he looks so good. He probably plays video games as much as you spend doing music and doing other things. It's like every fighter has time. You can't train. When you're a fighter, you can't train like a full-time job. You can't train 9 to 5. You know what I mean? Like you kill yourself. So you have to do other things. But it's like for you finding success in other areas, people get mad about that because you're on the path of doing big things, not sitting around playing games, And it's like, it seems like people want to bring you down for that. And I think that's such bullshit, man, because it's like, I know what you're doing and you're setting yourself up.
They don't understand, Mike. They don't understand. And then it's like, if I was sitting here talking to my 5-year-old daughter, right? And I'm not going to sit there and have a Bitcoin argument with my 5-year-old daughter.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with other people on how I should fight and what I should do when I won 5 world titles, when I can walk into the other room and I got 5 gold belts. You know what made me feel? When I went to BJ Penn's house, he had this fucking case with all those belts in there, and I stood there for hours.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave. I would not leave his dad's office. I sat in that fucking office. I'm like, dude, they look so fucking dope. And I wanted one so bad. My nigga Rockhold had one, and I was like, damn, Rockhold. He said, man, get your own belt. DC had one. Yeah. So all these are my dogs, and they all were strapped up. And I was like, it came a point in time where I just decided to quit quit spectating greatness and start participating.
Yep.
I said, no, fuck that. I'm finna get up there and get my shit cracking, right? And then I did. But life is crazy. Life is really funny when you think about it, because you get so many things thrown at you, and you get so many life lessons, and you get so many situations or, pros and cons, but you never know when you might need it. You know what I mean? It's certain things that happen to me in life, or certain things someone said to me, you know what I mean? And now in life, I'm like, fuck, now I understand. And that's what I'm thankful. I didn't die in a plane before I figured it out. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't completely fuck up the situation with my kids' parents. We cool now. We can reconcile. We fucking smoked the joint the other day in the backyard. Like, I can chill with her. We talk dumb shit, send fucking retarded messages on Instagram. We're not together, but she knows I respect her. She knows I got her back, and she knows that it's genuine, resolution from all the fuck shit and the cheating and fucking all the turmoil. I took her through some shit, but I was able to reconcile it. I was able to reconcile pretty much any situation. Like I told my friend, pardon my French, I said, I'm going into 2021 with no hoes and no foes. I'm a Gucci. I'm 100 with everybody. Nobody. I belong to nobody. I don't owe nobody no money. I don't have no beef with anybody. And I'm a clear-headed person. I can really go after this shit like I'm supposed to.
That's a good policy, man, as far as like keeping your head clear and staying positive.
Got you.
Don't let me forget to ask you about Snoop Dogg real fast, but I want to ask you one question about fighting real fast. I don't know how technically how far along you are or anything, but I definitely know you as a person. I know you're going to fight again somehow, some way, some place, some person. What is your ideal?
March 27th in Vegas.
March 27th in Vegas?
As of yesterday.
All right, cool. So you can announce it. So let me ask you this: what is your ideal?
I can't announce who it is though, but I can tell you it's March 27th.
All right, well, good. Well, at least we got that. So obviously, I know you're fighting. So the situation is this: what are you looking to prove in this fight? Like I know you said the Holloway thing and all that. What would be an ideal scenario for you in this next fight, considering where you're at right now? Like, what are you looking to go out there and prove, no matter who it is?
I don't really care so much about the opponents, because the opponents I wanted to fight so long ago. I'm just over it. I don't really, I don't really care about fighting them. I'm more so, I would like to do like a training camp with George St. Pierre and train with fucking Carlos Condit and train with the Diaz brothers. And that's what I want to do. But then I want to fight people that motivate me to fucking either a young, hungry fighter that they think can beat me, that I'm old and they think can take me out. I used to get those guys a lot, the Kelvin Gassalims, the fucking Darren Tills. I got all of those. And eventually, you're going to get one of these young people that's up to the task. Yep. They got their head on straight. They got a little less distractions than you do. They're a little bit more focused than you were at that time. And then they want what you got so bad that they will themselves into it. And I've had a couple guys stand in front of me that did that. But for me, I really, really, there's no other, like, you look for things to compare to. Yeah. Max Holloway's performance is the only thing I can ever think of.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I want that more than the UFC title. I want that more than my belt back. I want that more than revenge on the people I lost to. But after that, I would like to fight the people that I fought again with me actually 100%. Yeah. I want to fight against Usman again. I want to fight against Burns again. I want to fight against Kobe, and I want to fight against Rory, to be honest, Rory McDonald. I think Rory's the best. I think Rory and Wonderboy are the two best welterweights outside of myself, in my opinion. Wow. From the people that I've been in across the cage, the way they have everything put together, the threats that they bring. And I'm a thinker, and I'm a well-rounded fighter. So, like, if you go to the ground, I'm usually good if it's on my back, if it's fucking on top, if it's fucking against the cage. I may not do it in my fights, but I know it's there. Yeah. And those guys, I felt like Wonderboy is the only fighter that I feel like he was at his best. And I feel like I was closer there too, and it was a hard fucking fight. Yeah. When I lost to Roy McDonald, it was my first fight. I was like, fuck, where am I at in La La Land, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I had that fight again against Usman. Burns, I was there, but I just didn't really get on the good foot. And Kobe, I don't even remember. But at the end of the day, I would like to fight those guys. Not because, oh, okay, I want to beat you beat me. It's because even they knew.
Yeah.
Even they came up to me afterwards like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean? Even Usman was like, man, yeah, I want to fight you at 100% pretty much. You know what I mean? That wasn't me. They studied me. I mentored Kobe. I mentored Usman. I got text messages to prove it, like who they should fight and what they should do and how they should go about sponsorship and how does it feel. Usman came up to me in my after party and say, man, how did it feel when Dana wrapped the belt around you, man? I said, I don't know, man. I didn't visualize myself winning so many times. When it happened, they didn't feel like shit. I said, but you'll be the champion one day. But I never thought it was going to be against me.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But now he knows. Now he's having after parties at my place, Chateau, where he asked me that question at.
This podcast is brought to you by Manscaped, the official trimmer of the UFC, and now the official trimmer of the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast, and yours truly. Precision engineered tools for your family jewels, and now you can save 20% by going to manscaped.com, manscaped.com, and enter code QUICK at checkout. You get 20% off and free shipping. Not only does Manscaped have the best below-the-waist grooming products on the market, but great news, they just released their products to Europe, Canada, and Australia. So now if you're in America, Europe, Canada, and Australia, you can save 20%, get free shipping by going to manscaped.com and using code QUICK. Let me ask you about Snoop Dogg real fast. I know Snoop Dogg is your boy. What is the deal with Snoop Dogg and Eminem? Why is he bagging on Eminem all of a sudden?
What happened with that?
You didn't know? He's bagging. He said that Eminem's not in his top 5, and he said it in some real derogatory way that Eminem took offense. And then Eminem did like a diss track, and now they're like having this big feud. And I don't know. I thought you knew.
Hopefully Snoop's doing it so he can. Nobody really knows Snoop as a battle rapper, and I think when you get to the point of millions of records sold, you become an iconic figure, you're a household name, and D's Nuts and Doggy Style and Gin and Juice, everything is really really coined to Snoop Dogg. So he may be looking for a legacy push, something else that gets him motivated. He may not I was talking to the other day when I was in LA, and he literally had a notepad just like with random verses. I got to do a verse for this person. I got to do a verse for this. I got to do a verse for this person. So I think if Eminem comes after you, just being the lyricist that he is, I would be flattered. MGK, when he came out to MGK, that was like a blessing in disguise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eminem is like an iconic figure when it comes down to being one of the best lyricists ever. You know what I mean? White, black, green, purple. He can fucking rap. He's a wordsmith, and he can fill bars with so many different meaningful words. Not like just like what the fuck is you saying? Like literally, like how the fuck can you think of that?
Yeah.
All at one time for so many songs on 20 song album. Yeah. So I think that Snoop Dogg is kind of instigating something because it can get him into a different pocket, which means that it'll force him. Like part of the reason why I got Kendrick Lamar right here is because I record sitting next to the deal. I'm not gonna ever rap like Kendrick Lamar, but when I'm sitting in my little stool, it's gonna make me accountable to be less likely to let the verse end or start with some bullshit. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of what Snoop is doing. Like what beef could he really have with Eminem? Like Snoop is a real street dude from the street. Like I doubt if he cares about some lyrics.
Yeah, it's probably just nothing, man. Let me ask you this. So now all of a sudden these YouTubers, you got Logan and Jake and all this, getting these big fights. What do you think about these guys coming in? I think you know them from being at Dan's. We were at Dan's house, and
I know. I'm cooler with Logan, but I know Jake as well. I like it.
He's calling out the MMA fighters though now, and he's trying to act like he can knock MMA fighters out. Obviously, he called out Askren, and he called out Dillon Danis.
If he picked Dillon Danis, then he probably will knock Dillon out.
Yeah,
Dillon's
for sure.
He's not a striker by nature, but I think him and Conor will be a. I don't know. Conor did, to me, I thought Conor did well against Floyd.
I thought he did well against Floyd too.
So if he did well against Floyd for a couple, even if Floyd was rope open or whatever the situation was, I think he'll box Jake's ears off. But some of these other people, Even my teammate Askren can't wrestle and can't grapple. I mean, it might be a fight. I don't know, but I would be rooting for my dog Ben to come through and whoop his ass.
Yeah.
But some of these fights, the Conor fight is the only one I understand why he's doing, because it makes so much money. Like he'll get a nice payday, and I don't think Conor's against it. I think Conor just want to focus on Dustin
for now,
Poirier.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It seems like it. Yeah, he's good at playing that game, man. Both Logan and Jake.
He's smart. That's how fucking Logan got the exhibition fight against Floyd.
I mean, how did he do that? Dude, he's 0-1 as a boxer. He lost to a video gamer, and he's fighting Floyd. That's crazy. He
trolled him to an exhibition. It's an exhibition fight, but he trolled him. And then, one thing, I tried to do this a while ago, but it wasn't really my style. I tried to troll Conor because me and Conor had a little smoke in the backstage. So I'm basically like, all right, you want to fucking fight, my dude? Let's fucking fight. And then he just kind of went quiet. It didn't work out, but I had to at least try, because if it does work out, then I feel like I can beat him. I make fucking $5-6 million to fight him. Fuck yeah.
What happened with you and Conor?
Well, Conor, remember that time in Madison Square Garden when Conor came in all laid and he had on his fucking Cooler DeVille fur coat with the fucking goddamn tag still on it. He's probably taking it back. Came in these Rolls Royces and fucking no shirt on, and he was fighting against Eddie Alvarez, and he came over and took Eddie Alvarez's belt off the desk, and Eddie freaked out. Conor acted like he was going to throw a chair at him, but meanwhile, I'm sitting right here. I'm not going to get hit by a chair. It ain't my smoke, but shit, I'm a world star, or TMZ it. So I fucking videotaped it. TMZ picked it up, and it was all over the internet, right? So then he was mad. Like, you're a fucking woman, man. You're a fucking woman with that phone. You're a fucking woman. I never understood why he was mad. And then we got to the weigh-ins the next day, and then the video was out. But if I did some dumb shit, I'm going to laugh at it. I didn't even think that he would even care. So then I walked past him, and I was like, hey, what's up, man? And he was like, he looked. I said, what's up? He said, what's up? But then what the UFC did was they allowed his cameraman. So they had the McGregor live camera, right? The Mac live camera right here, right, showing his face and showing the back of my head. But the actual UFC camera, the embedded camera, was facing my face and the back of his head. So I was able to push that footage out and say, no, this is what really happened. It didn't happen like you. It didn't look like, because it looked like the back of his head, he was looking at me, like, what's up? Right? But it really happened like I said it. So then after that, to me, it was over with. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know, he acting weird. Maybe he cutting weight or some bullshit. I don't know. So I didn't even think about it. Then we get to the arena to do the ceremony weigh-ins, and he's talking to somebody, and I'm like, who the fuck is he talking to? This dude weird. He just want attention, right? So then he's like, you fucking free with that camera phone, you a bitch. He said something about being a bitch, right? And I basically told him, where I'm from, people die for that, dog. Don't you ever call me a bitch in your life. And pretty much since then, you've never heard Conor McGregor ever mention me again. Have you ever heard Conor say anything about me?
No, I haven't.
Said nothing other than that, because I don't play those kind of games. But that's what it was. So I try to use that to pick you for a fight. So Dana was trying to get it set up. Conor didn't really want to do it. Like what they want to tell you is that I've been on the table to fight a lot of guys that didn't want to do it. I was on the table to fight George 3 or 4 times. That flew in both Diaz brothers to fight me a couple times. That didn't happen. The Bisping fight didn't happen. I don't think that was because of Bisping. I think Dana wanted to do the George fight. And he even told me before I fought Damian Maia, he told me, oh, no, the winner's definitely fighting George. And then we saw what happened. Bisping fought him. Yeah. Because, quote, unquote, I didn't fight well, even though I whooped his ass with a torn labrum. But long story short, it's just when you put all those things together, man, I just look back sometimes, it's like, damn, where the fuck did time go? I don't even know sometimes. It's like I just been floating around. 15 years later, I've been in the sport for 15 years.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. It's 16 years just since I was on the show. Damn, I feel old, man.
I know.
Thanks for making me feel so old.
I know. You old as hell.
As long as I don't look old, man. I train every day, dude. I train every day so I don't look old.
Yeah, as long as you don't look old, as long as you're still in good shape. I know you in that motherfucking gym.
Every day.
Doing that fucking 2-hour-long lift.
Yeah.
Swollen in the sweat. And I'm out here with a little bought and paid for a belly.
Yeah, but you get in shape so fast, bro. Like so fast.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get in shape quick. I never got like my heart rate still 42, and my weight I usually get up to 205, 208 one time. Never hit 210, but did hit 208 one time. But now I'm under 200, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna tell myself I'm out of shape. I'm
Yeah.
just gonna train like I'm gonna just jump right back into it, running, cardio, changing up my diet, and mix. Like I usually separate it, so I do boxing, Muay Thai, jiu-jitsu, wrestling. Then as the weeks go through, then it's boxing and wrestling, or Muay Thai and wrestling, then wrestling to jiu-jitsu, then jiu-jitsu to get back to striking. And then by the beginning of the 6-week camp, I'm at full out MMA.
That's awesome. And I want to bring one more thing up, whether you want me to or not. And I'm going to get kind of an update on this too. But, you didn't do this for the media. I think that's really cool. And I think you should get credit for this, because a lot of guys do things not for the media and they never get credit for it. I think you do need credit for it. But so there was a domestic violence situation that you knew about, and a girl got her teeth knocked out. And you came to me and you knew I had a friend in LA, Dr. Juste, who's your friend now, obviously, too. And she's a dentist. And I connected you guys, and you ended up taking care of this girl, man, and bringing her all the way to Los Angeles, putting her up, flying her in, putting her up. And then Dr. Juste fixed her teeth. And she was so happy about that. And I think that's incredible, man. I think it's incredible that you did that. And you didn't want any media for it, and you didn't try to do it for the media, and you didn't have the cameras around, and nobody, for sure, probably nobody knows, except I think I said it one other time on some other interview randomly. But that was really nice of you to do that. And is there any update to that? Or I know Juste was so happy about it as well. She did a little media on herself.
Yeah. And I appreciate you introducing me to Juste as well. I met her when I was out of the country, which in Thailand, and it was just a real cool friendship. And to be honest, when I hit you up, man, I didn't know what to do, because I was like, I watched his videos on one of these apps. I think it was TMZ or Shade Room or something like that. And this girl got beat so bad, he knocked out her entire front row of teeth. Like everything was gone. And just having a mom, my mom had 7 kids biologically. She has 6 girls in me. So I've been around girls my whole life. Having a mom, having a daughter, I just could not imagine, if somebody did that to one of my loved ones, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll be on a ride. I'll be on a ride looking for people right now. So I was like, what can I do? What can I do? Like, I don't know her. I don't want her to think I'm trying to push up on her. So I basically hit you up to hit Juste up to see if we can, like, if I would fly her out there and kick in on that. Can we do something for her, like get her, at least her smile back? Like, she lost her dignity. She got, domestically violated. She literally is going to be thinking about that for a very long time. And it's probably going to give her some PTSD. So maybe we can at least make her fucking look good again. Back to normal. So I hit you up. You gave me the contact stuff. I hit Juste up. She literally said, Tyron, my heart wants to do this, right?
Yeah.
So I can't take credit for, obviously I didn't do the work, but she did tens of thousands of dollars worth of dental work on this young lady for free. I paid for all the flights. I paid for all the rental cars. I paid for her mom to come out, pay for her to be comfortable. It was a couple of times. She had to go there 2 times. So I covered that stuff. And then Juste covered the work. But you got to shout out Smile headquarters. So if you guys out in California, make sure you go tap into Smile HQ. It's pretty easy to find. Smile HQ.
Dr. Juste,
yep. Get your fucking grill fixed, man. She's had to fix a lot of my chipped teeth and all this.
She fixed mine too, bro.
But she did that, and that she started a whole link on her website. So if you guys go to Smile HQ and search it in California, she literally has a program where she helps out women that have been basically domestically violated, and she has a whole service now, and she don't charge them, and it's her way of giving back. So
super cool.
I was just blessed to be obedient, because I could have been like, oh, don't do it all, and I made sure I kept it clean. Like I don't have the girl phone number. I never contacted her directly. I hit her through social media, and from that point, my assistant and then Juste's assistant, they took over everything. If they needed me and they did ask a question, they did. But I wanted it to be about the girl getting fixed and healing, and I wanted it to be about Juste, another woman helping another woman. I didn't want to be included, because I felt like that was a more powerful message.
You were persistent about that too, I remember.
Yeah. I just don't do things for clout. Like, I do it because I feel like God told me to do it.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. I couldn't believe it, dude. It's insane, man. You know, you got to get credit for things you do, and you helped this girl, and she looked amazing afterwards, and she was so happy, and I was just so taken back, man, because like, you know, I'm not around a lot of people that do stuff like that, you know, and that's cool, man. And you're actually helping me after this podcast doing something else for something I'm going to actually do for some of the students at my gym here in Thailand, just to give back to them a little bit. We're doing a really awesome thing, and I'm going to give them a little surprise this weekend, and you're taking part in that as well. So I appreciate that. And yeah, man.
I wish I was taking part in real life. Like,
yeah. You know, I can say, well, you know, we're gonna post this right afterwards. So, yeah, I'm just gonna surprise everybody. I'm gonna take them on Saturdays. We always have a beach training session in the morning, or we go to Big Buddha and do a Buddha run up to Big Buddha, which is long uphill, you know, run to Big Buddha.
I know it.
Yeah.
I haven't ran it, but I know it.
And what we're going to do is I told everybody that I'm going to take them to a special training environment Saturday morning and to meet at a certain location. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have boats ready and the island ready. It's a remote island off the coast of Phuket on the Rawai side, which is different than where we went to Phi Phi. And I got everything set up on the island. I got everything, the boats ready, and I'm just going to have everyone meet me there. And then I'm going to let them know that we're going to take them to a remote island, put them all in the boats, take them off the coast. It's like a 30-minute boat ride, and then we're going to have an awesome training session on the beach, and then we're going to have lunch, and then you're going to send them a message.
Hey, can I do them a video since I can't be there? Can you record it and cut it?
That'd be better. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. If you could do a video.
So I just let me know when to record. I'll do them a little video, and then you can cut this part of the show and then show it to them before they go out there.
Absolutely. We'll do it right after the podcast.
Cool, that worked.
But yeah, man, I appreciate that, and that'd be awesome, dude. Because you know they look up to you, and everybody sees your photo at AKA Thailand when they come in, right in the showroom, and they always ask about you. So I thought you'd leave a message, but if you want to do a video, that'd be great, man. We'll get a TV, put it up there, and then you could send a message to all of them for training so hard during this pandemic, which is why I'm doing it, man. These people are here in Thailand, you know, training hard, bettering themselves at the worst time possible. So I want to do something for them and kind of take them out and give them a special day and treat them to a nice lunch and do something fun. So, man, and having you involved is just a cherry on top. So I appreciate that, buddy.
No worries. And you know, one thing I forgot to tell you, you know how before you open up your gyms, you got like all these new Fairtech bags, you fucking sanitize the whole gym just to make everybody feel comfortable, that when they came in after the pandemic, everything was brand new.
Yeah.
I haven't opened up my gym because I want to do that. So I'm waiting until I'm supposed to get like Monster's supposed to pimp out my gym and stuff like that. And I don't know how long it's going to take, but my gym is just for me right now. I don't have classes. I don't have nothing. But once my gym opens back up with new stuff, then I'm gonna reel people back in. I think I'm going to start teaching again. I haven't taught in maybe 10 years.
That's crazy.
So I think I'm going to start teaching again. I think it'll be good for me. I think I'll remember techniques that I forgot. And I think it'll help me as a martial artist. So
for sure.
Yeah, I got that from you, though. So it inspired me to say, you know what?
Awesome.
Give these people a brand new slate so they can feel comfortable, because this pandemic thing is real. Like, it's going to be around for another year or so.
Yeah, it will be a while. Another little secret insight, man. Man, this podcast is full of all kinds of crazy stuff. Dude, no one's going to have any idea when they tune in all the shit that's going to be coming out. But actually, Huff finally decided to go global with AK. I've been on him about it for a long time, and he put me in charge.
Yeah, Russia next, huh?
Yeah, he put me in charge. So I'm in charge of the entire AK brand licensing right now, and we are already.
Are you doing Russia?
We're doing the whole world.
When you go to Russia, bring me.
100%. We're gonna have a lot of gyms in Russia.
80% of my followers are from Russia because of my beard, and I spent like a month over there. Like, out of all my followers, 90% are men. Unfortunately, women. I'm single. Come on, where y'all at? I got 90% dudes, and out of those 90% dudes, it's 80% from Russia.
Yeah.
And also, I fuck with Khabib heavy too. So.
There's going to be a bunch of gyms in Russia, bro. And like, I'm doing the first global one in India, and we're wrapping up the details right now. I just got the agreement. I'm sending them the agreement after we get off the podcast.
You talking to Mr. Bollywood right here. Sultan. We broke records with that movie.
And then I'm working on 9 others globally. And then we got 5 others total, some in the States, headquarters in the U.S., and then Thailand, obviously. So we'll have 5 gyms total under the new format and licensing uniform kind of style by the end of the month.
That's huge. When the Russia and India thing, let me know, because I did a movie out there called Sultan, right?
Yeah.
It's a Bollywood film, and it broke every record. Like, I made a fortune on that film. And the actor on the film is a dude named Salman Khan. I'll send you his link.
Okay.
He is fifth or sixth highest paid actor in the world, 50, 60, 70 million dollars a year. He's a legend over there. So like in the US, we've got our favorites. I make like Robert Downey Jr. or Denzel Washington or you know what I mean, Mekhi Phifer. You may like these different actors, but sometimes we hate on the ones we don't like, right?
Yeah.
In India, they don't do that. One, is billions of people there. Two, they worship. So Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan, and Amir Khan, like the boxer, are three. Basically, they said Bollywood is our religion, and these people are our God. So the amount of treatment I got, the red carpet rolled out, pretty much bow down to you because you know this guy. When you do a fight gym out there, because he did an MMA movie, he trained MMA. He's like, I would call him a friend. And I did a crazy scene with him in that movie, and we helped train him. So if you're doing the MMA gym in India, he doesn't like to leave very often. Let me tap you in with him because he basically runs Mumbai, Bombay. He runs that place. That's like, I'll set you up with him heavy.
Well, we stay in touch anyway, so.
But I just found out about that. And every time my dog is doing something, I think like, oh shit, these people, let me tap him in. That's how it should be too.
Dude, you're a great podcaster. Like, because we just had a FaceTime the other night, and we talked so much, and it's just like I was kind of worried for this podcast because I was like, shit, man, we talked so much. Like, what are we going to cover during this podcast, man? But we've been going an hour straight, dude. And it's been all like interesting shit that like nobody will expect for sure. So, man, I appreciate you being back on.
I appreciate you, my guy.
I can't wait for you to get back out here to Thailand. Stay on when we say goodbye because I want to get you to shoot that video for me real fast.
Okay.
But, man, it's good to have you back on, man. Love the studio. That looks sick, dude. And I can't wait to get me back on your Morning Wood show, and we'll do some collaboration stuff.
Man. I appreciate you, brother. Shout out to AKA Thailand. You guys are family to me. You always show me love. Shout out to AKA in general. You know, that's not my team, but they've welcomed me with warm arms ever since I first met those guys way back when. And, make sure you listen to this podcast or I'm going to beat your ass.
Yeah. Well, you're always family at my gym, brother. And can't wait to see you back here again. And thanks again for taking time out for being on the show.
No worries, my man.